up, Citizen? Welcome to another episode of Citizen Radio. I can't even do the intro because I got my buddy Tony Curran on here, and I haven't seen Tony in a long time, and we were just laughing because I think the last time we were together, we were strong-arming a promoter that owed Tony some money. But we're not going to talk about our nefarious past. We're going to talk about his awesome career. So, hey, Tony, welcome, buddy. Great to see you.
Brett, nice to see you, man. I hope we get that money back someday.
Oh, we'll get it. We'll get it for sure, man. For sure. Well, dude, man, I mean, last time I saw you, it was years ago. You've always been a cool guy, but you've exploded into like a superhero all of a sudden. I mean, your career is fantastic. I mean, I just want to say congratulations on everything you've done. Can you talk a little bit about, like your start, where you got your background, like what it was like growing up in New Jersey? We can all tell with your New Jersey accent, that's where you're from.
Yeah, so, me and the boss, buddy. Me and the boss,
that's right.
Born in the USA, baby.
There you go. Yeah, what was it like being young Tony in Scotland?
Oh man, that's funny because rather oddly enough, you're in Colorado right now, Brett, and I'm back in Glasgow where allegedly, it all began for me. I'm shooting a show, Outlander, the prequel, Blood of My Blood, but I'm from here. I was born here. I went to drama school here in 90 to 1993 in a place called the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama, which is now called the Conservatoire, rather pretentiously. But it used to be called the Academy. And I was just a Scottish kid, 14 years old. I'd have to be perfectly honest, I wasn't remotely academic. Sadly, I was more interested in climbing trees and maybe getting into trouble, stealing cars. No, that's not true. I only stole my father's car a couple of times. And then, he clipped me around the ear, and that was the end of that. No, I was just, I went to a place called the Glasgow Schools Youth Theatre. Did Bugsy Malone, did a couple of plays, Godspell, that was a good one. And then I ended up just doing lots of plays in Glasgow. I did my first TV job when I was 14 years old, which is actually 40 years ago. I know if anybody's watching this, you'll be like, no, never, surely not. But yeah, that was over 4 decades ago when I got my first television job. And my family were like, it'll be a flash in the pan. He's going to try a little bit of theater, a little bit of television. And then you'll get a real job as a joiner, or a carpenter, or an electrician. He's certainly not smart enough to become a lawyer. But anyway, I ended up doing theatre here. I was a postman for a while, which was a bit of a nocturnal animal. So getting up at 5 a.m. to deliver the Royal Mail was never fun for me. So that lasted about a year. I was a barman, lived in New York for a bit in '88. Went over there with a friend of mine, Sean Connigan, whose dad's from Glasgow, his mum's from Brooklyn, Bay Ridge. And I ended up going over there, and then I came back to Scotland and went to drama school. So, there's a lot of people I know from Glasgow who were in my drama class, and I think there's one, maybe two of us who still act for a living, Brett, So I count myself very lucky to still be doing this and making a living out of it, but also in saying that, you make your own luck too, right? As he sips on his low non-alcoholic Guinness.
It's coffee. I'm sharing coffee with you. We already discussed that. It is.
Coffee mornings, coffee afternoons.
Coffee. So you always knew. You always kind of had it in your heart. You just kind of felt like, hey, this is just what I want to do. There was never like any kind of other direction. It sounds like 14, you were like...
apparently when I was 3 years old, which I don't remember, the insurance man was in my house, my mum, Mary, and he said to me, Tony, he was a very nice man, Mr. O'Hanlon, and he's like, Tony, I don't remember this. He said, what do you want to be? You want to be a doctor? You want to be a policeman, a fireman? And apparently I stood up rather indignantly and said, no, I want to be an actor. And he sort of laughed. Went, oh, yeah, sure you do, apparently I knew quite young. So I'm very grateful and I'm thankful that I'm still I'm still getting away with it, Brett, you know?
I won't let your secret out.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anyone. I'm secretly a plumber.
Right.
Oh, man. So when was like that first time that you like, so you always knew, but like when did you feel like, man, like this is catching, like your big break? I mean, I know you've had a long career, like you said, you know, you're about as old as me, but you know, what was that one moment like in the very beginning where you were like, oh, like this is like, boom, I'm in. Like,
well, I don't know. I mean, there was a time when I was actually at drama school because I don't know if anybody realizes this, but not just actors, but human or species in general, we often have a thing called self-doubt. I don't know, sometimes it creeps on your shoulder, and some days, Brett or anybody else out there, I'm on fire, I'm having a good time, I'm positive about my work, whatever you do. And then some other days, there's this other little fella, or I'm not sure, Lady Luck or something darker, and you feel, what am I doing here? Am I an imposter? But I remember at drama school, I was doing it was a Shakespeare master class with a lady called Janet Suzman, who's this classical English, lovely actress. And basically, they were doing scenes from As You Like It and Much Ado About Nothing. And everybody else was doing duologues, men and women. And I was the only actor who was doing a monologue. And it was from Much Ado About Nothing. It was the character was called Benedict. It's the character that what's his name? Directed Frankenstein. He was married to God, I've forgotten his name. It's Keith. He did the film version of Much Ado About Nothing. Anyway, it'll come to me.
Yeah.
So I did the speech, and basically, I was the last up, and the auditorium was full, and I got up on stage and I did the speech. And originally I was supposed to do it in what's called an RP accent, which in drama school circles in the UK is called received pronunciation, where basically, Brett, we'll talk like that. And we say certain words and we're very posh and very clear.
So sophisticated. Like
that's somewhat sophisticated. But like when
Charles,
Shakespeare...
King Charles.
Yeah, Charles. Hello, darling. Can we put the kettle on? Let's have a cup of tea.
Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning, my old governor. So,
yeah, governor.
but during Shakespeare's time, a lot of women played men, men played women, you know, in plays, and a lot of the colloquial accents would have been like northern accents or like London accents, or even if it was plays were done in Scotland, you use a sort of a colloquial Scottish accent. So I ended up doing the speech. It wasn't working. I ended up doing it in my own Scottish accent. And sometimes when you relate a certain speech or language, even if you're doing Tennessee Williams or some American playwrights, if you do it in your own accent, it's a familiarity that you can connect with it more. So I ended up doing this speech. Yeah, it's more real, my friend, totally. So I ended up doing this speech, and it's basically about how he falls in love with this woman, and how her hair should be this color, she'll be a good discourse, she'll play the violin. And I was having such a good time with it. It starts with, if I may, he says, I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates all his behaviors to love. And he's basically making fun of this other character because he's fallen in love.
Yeah.
When actually the speech is about him falling in love with Beatrice. And at the end of it, I was having such a good time. The audience were laughing. It's kind of like any actor will tell you, if you're on stage and it's going well, you can feel the energy from the audience. So I was doing this speech. People were laughing. I felt well, this is what I'm going to do now. I felt at home. And the last line of what in the speech he says, she will be a fine musician of good discourse, and her hair shall be, and the line is, her hair shall be what colour it please God. But at that point, I was having such a good time. I ended up saying, she'll be an excellent musician, great discourse, and her hair shall be ginger. Yes, her hair shall be ginger. So I ended up sort of making it up, and the place went up, started laughing. And I don't know, man. For me, at that point, I was kind of I kind of caught the bug, you know. Not like that's going to happen every time you do a play, but I felt a sort of a rush, an injection of I don't know, just something lit a fire in me, and then I've been trying to get that buzz ever since. Try to chase. You know?
Sounds like an addiction.
Yeah, no, very much so. I mean, but no, it's just no, I've been very fortunate. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, we all recognize, you know, I dabbled in acting a little bit. I do a lot more writing now and playing around and stuff. But, you know, so I studied in class, and I know exactly that feeling that you're feeling when people are with you and they're into what you're in. It's like you're all in vibe, you're all in tune, and you can feel because you're playing on people's emotions. But we, as an audience, you're right. I mean, it's an emotional game. I mean, that's all
totally,
it is. Yeah. So
I mean, storytelling is like I mean, for me, theatre was where I started. I mean, if you talk about, I worked with Jeff Daniels a few years ago, which was amazing. And I remember recently watching the Christopher Reeve, the Superman documentary. I don't know if you've seen that. And Christopher Reeve was on Broadway or off Broadway, and he was doing a play with Jeff Daniels and some other actors. And Chris, it's a beautiful documentary, by the way. It's about obviously his accident and him rising to fame and so on. But and he says he's like, oh, by the way, he says I'm going to the UK. I'm going to London to meet this director for this role. And they're like, well, what is it? He's like, well, I can't tell you. He's like, come on. And then he ends up going. He screen tests, you know, and the rest is history. And he comes back and he's like, I've just been cast as Superman, and they're all like, "What are you doing? Don't sell your soul. Don't be an idiot." You know, theatre's where it's at. You know, and of course, you know, I mean, that documentary, if you ever see it, it's quite beautiful and moving. But it's like Jeff Daniels and all these other actors were like, you know, you can't do that. But the thing is, that was his huge break, obviously. But I mean, theatre, television, film. Certainly with film and television as opposed to theatre, they're very different mediums. You know, it's a different vibe when you're on stage. If it's a drama or comedy or whatever it may be, there's something instantaneous and the energy, the connection with the audience and what's happening in the play there's nothing quite like it. But when it boils down to it, it's all about storytelling, isn't it? It's about kind of we love, you know, since the dawn of mankind, you know, telling stories around the fire and it's all about expressing your emotions and connecting with people, and whether it's funny, whether it's sad, or whether it's purely entertainment. Like if anybody watches this, hopefully they'll be entertained. Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? I'm entertained. That's all that matters, and you are too. So we're good.
Well, that's a funny story. That when I said, "Are you not interested?" This crazy. The character. Someone said, "If you ever have a question one time, and one of these quiz shows, what's the connection with Tony Curran, Lord Lovett, that I play?" And Russell Crowe, and people are like, I don't know, maybe someone could come up with it. Well, what I would say, Tony Curran was in Gladiator, was killed by
you're the assassin,
Decimus Murillus, the assassin.
Yeah, people don't know that. I don't know why they don't.
Also, Russell Crowe came out recently, Brett, and he said, "Oh, by the way, if you didn't know this, I did my 23 in May." And I'm actually related to Simon Fraser, Lord Lovett, of the chief clan chief of the Fraser clan, which is apparently true. He's related to him. And it's also the character that I play in Blood of My Blood, the prequel of Outlander, which is kind of some useless information for anybody. You know? It's kind of cool, actually, you know.
I think I think they're all vampires. I think you guys had it right in Underworld, and like everyone's just the same guy related. They just keep coming back and playing. You ever see the Keanu Reeves from like 100 years ago, and like all the actors from like 1,000 years ago? Yeah.
Well, Keanu's been on this planet before. He's such a
He
cool
totally
guy.
has. Yeah.
I mean, recently my niece Amy Curran, who's a great girl.
Yeah.
She teaches drama with my friend Shauna McDonald in Edinburgh. But she also goes to Vermont for 3 months each summer, teaches drama to the American kids or whoever else is there. And she always goes back. I was shooting Ray Donovan a few years ago, and Eddie Marzan and everybody else in New York. And she came and visited me. We saw some theater. But recently she went and saw Keanu. He was on Broadway doing was it Waiting for Godot or Waiting for Godot, the Samuel Beckett play, Godot, which you really enjoyed. But it was funny. I was talking to my wife before. I only went back. I hadn't seen my wife and my daughter for 7 weeks because I'm shooting here. So I flew back, and as I was back, I was on the phone with my wife and a woman from an insurance company. I was in Ace Hardware, as you do, picking up some light bulbs because my wife was back and she's like, "Okay, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this." So
here's your chores.
Here's your chores. So I'm in Ace Hardware. I'm on this 3-way phone call and I'm asking this guy. His name was Bill. "Hey, Bill, did you get the right?" And she's like, "What are you doing? Are you talking to somebody?" I said, "Yeah, I'm talking to Bill. He's telling me about the right light bulbs and the size and blah blah blah." And then the woman says, "So, Mr. Curran, here's your details for the insurance." And then just before she hung up, she went, I said, "By the way, you've been so nice today. What's your name?" She goes, "My name is Marjorie. And thank you, Tony, for your business. And can I just say, Mr. Curran, I loved you in Underworld Evolution."
Nice.
And I was like, "Oh, it's so funny. I've never heard, nobody's ever done that before." Anyway.
Well, you know what? That actually just goes right to the point we're talking about. Like, you're making an emotional connection, what you do, like whether it's storytelling, 100 years ago when we didn't have TVs and all the stories were told on stage or told by the fire, like you mentioned, or passed down from generation to generation. I mean, that's how the words, we passed our words down, we passed our actions down in our stories. But characters are made by the people that play them, right? Like, they're just black and white written in a book, but it takes the director is looking for you to fill that role. They don't know that they found you until it's actually you that steps in there and reads it, and the casting director.
Very well put, man. Beautifully.
So what do you do? So what do you do to build? I mean, you met memorable. King James, was an actual person, but you've developed characters. Outlander characters, the characters of Ray Donovan. I mean, you played the Invisible Man, with League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, like way back in the day. But like, you step into these characters, and then they are your character. What do you do to develop those characters? Do you have like a specific technique, or how do you find the person inside of the lines?
I mean, well, did you see Mary and George? Thank you for watching, by the way. So that was for me. I played some fun roles, and compelling roles, but recently getting to play a character like King James, who was the son of Mary Queen of Scots. It was fascinating because not only was he was a Scottish king, James the First of Scotland. No, sorry, James the Sixth of Scotland. But then there was like Mary Queen Elizabeth. She was 40 years on the English throne. She was called the Barren Queen. Bless her. She didn't have any sons or daughters. Didn't have any heirs. And as she was dying, and she was ill, sickly, someone says, "Oh, by the way, who's going to be your succession?" He's like, "Oh, this Scottish guy." "Who?" "James, the Sixth of Scotland." They're like, his mother that I decapitated, he's going to become the king of, that one. So it's
totally makes sense.
Yeah, compelling character. Yeah. I did a lot of as an actor, it's one of the most interesting, compelling parts of the job. If you're playing a historical character, or even if it's a fictitious character, you always have to use your imagination. That's a huge part of it, obviously, and your instinct. But if you're playing a character, I feel that it's historical, like Lord Lovat, or even, I played Van Gogh once as well. If you play like someone like King James, there's a lot of there's a lot of historical, factual backstory books, stuff online that you can delve into, and you can immerse yourself in that. I certainly did for those characters as much as possible, just to find little nuances. Even recently, I was watching a little documentary about Goodfellas, and the character that De Niro played in Goodfellas. There was a guy, not the guy he played, but there was another sort of mobster who knew the guy he played because he passed away, and even to the point of like, he said, can I ask you a question? He's like, yeah. He goes, did you ever eat dinner with John? He said, yeah. He goes, how did he? If he had ketchup, how did he put it on his plate? He's like, what are you talking about? Did he do it like this? But he did it like that. He told him, oh, no, he used to do it like this. So the attention to detail. I mean, this is Robert De Niro we're talking about. But even myself, if you can speak to somebody, attention to detail are little fruits of wisdom that can give you an edge or just give you something to connect to the character. Is always fascinates me, and also I don't know. Some ways it gives you a connection into the shoes of that person. So, but no, it's a fascinating part of an actor's process and journey. But when it comes to it, when you get on stage or you get in front of the camera, TV or film, at the end of the day, you've got the script, you've got the director, you've got other actors. And that is the collaborative process, and that's when you just go, okay, I've done my homework. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, start your engines, and then you just flow with it. I mean, many a good actor, Tom Hanks, Spielberg, or directors you work with, that you come to set with ideas, but a lot of the time, your ideas. Even recently, I was watching a documentary about. Jack Nicholson talking about doing The Shining, and he's got these preconceived ideas working with Kubrick, and he comes on set and he's like, I really, I like a director. He just takes you a completely different way that you thought you were going to shoot the scene, and you go, oh, this is kind of scary, but it kind of shifting sands, So I also, I don't think it's good to come to set. This is the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to stand there. I'm going to say it like this. It's nice to make it, organic, if I can say that term, and make it feel. It gives it a bit of magic and a bit of life to it. Especially if you work with other actors that are doing things that surprise you, and you can bounce off each other and trust each other in a sort of selfless. Storytelling manner, because I mean, I don't know, you've acted yourself, when you're on set or you're doing in a collaborative process in any walk of life, when you're working with people that are, it's all about me, Jack, it's all about me, honey, and you're like, what? Exactly. Don't we want to tell the story? It's about the material. I said to a lot of people, Tony, they say to me, Tony, Tony, you've got a bit of a chip in your shoulder sometimes. And I say, you know what, buddy? I'm very well balanced. I've got a chip on both shoulders.
On both shoulders.
Bada boom. Okay. Good night. Taxi for Curran. I'm out of here. All right. Brett. Okay.
Have another Guinness on me. I need coffee on me.
What time is it?
It's 11.
6:30. You got 30 minutes, buddy.
30 minutes. I'm done. Quick. All right,
get him out of here.
No, I love it, dude. Well, it's very true. And it's funny you say that too, because some of the most memorable scenes are from directors like, Tarantino or Spielberg, or where they give the character or the actor a moment like, this is you. Like, what is the character doing now? Like, whether it's a dance, like Quentin Tarantino is very famous for letting actors do small dances or little things and playing music like on the day only, and not like letting them know, just to get more of a real inspiration or a real moment out of them. What do you what's your, you're developing characters, you're learning about characters. The interesting thing is you play a lot of characters that have things, and this is kind of where I'm fascinated, because I deal in preparedness and water and power outages and all this satellites and all this kind of stuff, but your characters don't have running water. a lot of your characters are from like swords, and you don't even have toilets and stuff. What is that like as an actor when you like, you know, you take on that character? Do you have to mentally prepare yourself like, oh, I can't just, I mean, there are things missing in our world while in this character's world, like that these guys had, right? Like they don't have toilet paper. I mean, there's like the smells must be atrocious, right?
It's interesting you say that.
You guys,
a lot of people, I don't know if you saw any of Blood of My Blood, but a lot of the fans of Outlander who watch it, my wife and friends who watch it, they're like, Jesus Christ, man, you know, Lord Lovett, he does a lot of his scenes on the shitter. You know, he's literally on the John. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, why is that? I said, I don't know. When you got to go, you got to go. And they're like, well, so you can't do this. I said, no, it's kind of it's a part, it's a nuance of this character that like, he doesn't give a rat's ass.
It's a power play.
It's a power play.
I'm telling you what to do while you're listening. Like
you come to me, buddy.
You're smelling mine. Smelling it.
Yeah, smelling it. Exactly. You've got the director shooting. All you see is my legs and my little skinny Scottish calves in my tights. And the other, you know, characters, Murtaugh, my son Brian, or you know, try to give me information about other clan members or clans. Yeah, but no, it's I think a lot of the time, a lot of the characters in the show talk about this. When you've got this backdrop, we shoot in Scotland, and it's set in Scotland. Obviously, it's set in the future in the First World War in France and Belgium and so on. But in Scotland, we go to these castles. We went to Blackness Castle. It's been there since 1560 or something, 16th century. And you're in rooms doing scenes, and you're like, with a camera, and you're like, oh, somebody used to live in here 400 years ago.
Yeah.
And you're wearing these incredible costumes that are, you know, precisely what they would have been wearing at the time. So you steel yourself, Brett. You know, it's not difficult to, you know, immerse yourself into that world. But don't get me wrong, dentistry and possibly some hygiene issues, maybe a little bit of, you know, some hygiene issues, some would be, shampoo and so on, or things that we take for granted. But back then, good God, I mean, actually, Lord Lovett in Blood of My Blood, he died when he was, I think he was 80. He was in his 80s. When he was the last man in the UK to be executed. He was decapitated in the Tower of London after the British defeated the Jacobites in 1745, which was the end of the Scottish clan system. And I don't know if anybody knows this, but there's the term "laughing your head off." You know that term?
Yeah.
Brett was laughing his head off the other night. You know, when he was decapitated, apparently the Tower of London, it was 1746. There was a gallery of English lords, and apparently it collapsed as the axe was falling, and he started laughing because some people died. English lords died. He didn't give a damn, and his head came off, and he'd been laughing before. The axe came down. His head was rolling, and the term "laughing your head off" derives from that. So it's kind of that was awesome. His lasting legacy.
That is awesome.
That's crazy, isn't it? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's a great. I didn't know that. That's really cool.
No, that's kind of crazy.
You know, there's a lot of those that we say and we don't realize. Like the weak end of the deal.
Right. No, exactly.
You know, it's hilarious. Your screen just froze while you were doing that, and it just looked like you were slamming the whole thing.
I'm slamming my coffee down.
You're like, I've had enough.
And the days of the week as well, isn't it? It's like Thursday, Thor, Friday, Freya. I don't know if people know it's like based on.
Well, I like the one where if you take 365 days and you divide them by 13 months, every month has 28 days exactly. They all start on Sunday. They all end on Saturday. And that moves the new year into the spring, like April. And I have some old Bibles here from like the 1700s, and they all have the first day of the week, Sunday, and 13 months in them.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah,
How old is your oldest Bible?
1630, I think it's
Oh
over
my
that way.
God.
Yeah, I try to
Wow,
find the
that's
old ones.
pretty. Where did you get that?
eBay. Yeah.
eBay. eBay. Of course.
eBay. Sorry.
Like,
There's no cooler story.
no, that's fine. No, that's great. It's great that you
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. They're fun to collect, man. There's a lot of information in them, and the Chinese calendar has 13 months on it. Every animal is real except for the dragon. And dragon is in the Bible 37 times, but the word dinosaur doesn't appear till like 1900 or 1890 or something like that. So
Who says dragons aren't real? Who says that? Come on.
I don't know.
What
Not the
about
Chinese. It's the 13th month.
Yeah,
they got it on their calendar.
The Loch Ness monster.
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen that? Being Scottish, that's like a rite of passage of childhood, right? You have to like go and see Nessie or something. Isn't that?
It's funny you mentioned Bibles because
okay, here we go.
King James, he translated the King James Bible back in 1603. From the Latin or the Greek or Latin at the time into English, which is he's quite diving into sort of elements of that. So wherever you go in the world, it's kind of funny. You're never far away from King James, because if you're, it might be a Mormon Bible. I don't know if it's the Torah or someone's got some. You're in Utah, or if you're in Colorado, you'll open a hotel and you see a Bible. It might be a King James Bible. It may be some other form, but he's never far away. He's never far away from you.
The king is always watching you with his old.
The king is always watching, or in his case, it could be the queen, but that's another story.
Queen. Oh, poor Charles.
Poor Charles. What about Andrew? Andrew, that's another story. We can't go there.
He just like renounced his lordship or whatever he did. He's in big trouble.
Yeah, he's no. In fact, it's a terrible. I was at the BBC today doing a little. It was a little football show, and there was it's a terrible. It's an old. It's an old rag. The Sun, the tabloid paper, the Sun. You've heard of it?
Yeah, I know the Sun.
But their headline was, there's the song, "The Grand Old Duke of York. He had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill." Anyway, but they called it the Band Old Duke of York.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, sorry, that's I thought
he's in trouble. Well, you said we can't talk about Trump and Putin, so can we talk about Epstein, or is that nice?
I guess you could talk about him too. I mean, did he kill himself? I think.
According to the FBI, he did, so I believe them.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's the Federal Bureau of Investigation, then
if they say it's true.
If it was Clarice Starling, maybe I would have believed it.
Are the lambs still crying, Clarice?
If I was there, unfortunately, I would have went into the cell and taken care of that fucker Epstein myself. I would have eaten his heart with some fava beans and a fine can.
Epstein was more like the guy, like, art playing dances.
Right, exactly. It's a shame. It would have been nice if Hannibal Lecter would have been set loose on Epstein. That would have been fun, but no, I don't know.
I mean, who was that one serial killer that serial killed? He had a whole show. People said I looked like him for a couple years, but I don't think anymore.
Oh my God! Which
that
one?
Guy's name? Dexter.
Dexter!
He used to serial killers, right? That was his thing.
Oh my God! Right.
We needed more like Batman. So, who was your favorite character of all time to play? You played a lot of great people. Do you have a favorite, or is there like the favorite up and coming? Who are you like?
I don't know. I certainly. Well, the Lord Lovett I'm playing right now. He's a dark character. He's a real character, but he's a despicable. He's a malignant narcissist, like a lot of politicians are.
Like most of everybody now.
He's a son of a gun, but apparently a lot of people like him. No, but
turns out government hasn't changed. Then it's the same.
Things haven't changed. No, you can treat people like shit, and we'll still vote for you. No,
they'll still take your money. Oh, okay, good. Glad to hear.
Money, and you can keep your guns, but we'll take your money. No, but I don't know, man. I mean, Well, one of the main characters that I've played that a lot of people. There's a magazine in the UK called the Radio Times. It's to do with the BBC, and they voted 60 years of Doctor Who. They voted Van Gogh that Van Gogh episode. They voted that episode the most beloved, which kind of blew my mind actually.
Wow.
It was written by Richard Curtis, who wrote Love Actually, Notting Hill.
Hugh Grant movies.
Yeah, great films, fun films. And Yesterday, he wrote that film as well, and many others. No, I get a lot of people responding to that because a lot of people love the art of Vincent van Gogh, or in Dutch, it's Van Gogh. It's almost like you have to spit.
You gotta clean the screen off there. You got a little bit of a mess.
Exactly. Get some spray. Vincent Van Gogh. But also, Brett, a lot of people who have, related to that episode to, fortunately, I've had mental health issues or depression, and they really related to that episode. So, as an actor, if you can do something that can make people smile, makes people cry as well. I don't know if you saw that episode, but it's quite moving. And also, a lot of people. I've done Q&As and some Comic-Cons about that episode and how it's very moving, and how a lot of people who have had depression or been affected by mental health, it's actually it's given them hope and given them a sense of that term. It's okay not to be okay, and it's relatable, and people can say, you know what, I've feelings inside of me that I can't really control, and that it's because it's chemical, or whatever it may be, and it's okay. It's not a stigma for people to go and get help for whatever that ailment or symptom may be. So in many ways, also there was I think there's something like it's like 50 million hits on YouTube for that clip, where apparently I'm weeping in the Musée d'Orsay. So and I kind of think to myself, I've only got 1,700 followers on Instagram. I wish they would follow my ass, Anyway, in my purely selfish, egotistical manner,
It's about the character, Tony. It's not about you.
It's not about you. Not about you, buddy.
It's not about you, Tony.
I know. But selling
dude, I'm actually. Oh, go ahead. What are you saying?
No. I'm just selling my own T-shirt. Look, these are my. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't have T-shirts, but I should have.
So visit shopify@tony.com.
Yeah, but yes, exactly.
On your ad.
Curran.com.
He'll print his face anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm actually really glad you said that, though, because I'm a veteran, and the veteran community is all there's a high suicide rate. There's a lot of my buddies that we have been lost along the way, and it happens every day. And, I'm just a little guy. There's much more important people than me that are, losing friends.
Where did you serve? Where did you serve, Brett?
I was in the Marine Corps for about 9 years, traveled all over. Yeah. I served during Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. But, I didn't really see anything that I would consider, too dangerous. I did get injured pretty early. But I did witness the effects of all of it to my friends. And I also witnessed the lies that were being told on the TV versus what was actually happening in real life. But to your point, I talk a lot now, like I said, preparedness and stuff like that. And it always starts with you, goes to your family, and then it's your community. And it does seem like, we're in this digital world where we're connected virtually with people, but we've lost the personal connection with people. And I think that's why people really do seek, some sort of fulfillment out of these characters in these roles, and they become really attached to them because what they're missing that they used to have in the town, in the church, in the, working in the field, whatever they were doing together as a community, building the barn like the Amish. We don't have that. We have iPhones and cubicles and stuff, and we've lost that. So do you find people really drawn emotionally to more of your emotional type characters than more of the, snarky, funny kind of typical Tony?
Yeah, no. Is that what I am?
Sorry, I just want to put that in on the end there, a little burn on the end. No, I'm just kidding.
I ended up. Well, I tell you what's funny is not funny, but I played an American. I did SEAL Team. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Yeah.
SEAL Team, an American soldier based on a real man. It was also CBT, a guy with TBI, traumatic brain injury. He was a breacher, you call him. He was the guy who puts the Semtex or the explosives to blow the door open.
That's right.
And if people know anything about explosives, that shock wave, it just turns your brain to mush. And it's also to do with they call it car park suicides. It was a lot of NFL players, blunt force trauma, linebackers getting hit on the front line, and so sadly, the character, and also played a character called a British TV show called Ultimate Force, and you're talking about the front lines, my friend. It was based on the Special Air Service, like the Navy SEAL, the British version of the SAS. Sure. And I worked with both of those incredible, servicemen and women. And it's just what they go through and how professional they are and what they have to go through mentally and physically is something that the mere mortal cannot really comprehend. I certainly couldn't when I worked with them. But as massive respect for anybody who's in the forces, for what they do for the country and for the individuals as a whole. But getting to play those characters, and you're in Whole Foods or whatever you are, and someone comes up to you, as you said, who's a veteran who saw something I did in SEAL Team, and the guy I played, he was really messed up because of he'd sacrificed his own individuality, his mind, his soul for his country, and in many ways his country abandoned him, which in many ways is the most heartbreaking part. Many veterans of if you ever see it. I was watching the Vietnam War documentary on Netflix recently, but there's also who's the wonderful documentary maker who did the Civil War and the Vietnam War. His name escapes me right now, but if you watch those documentaries about how these incredible people served their country, and then when they came back from those wars, they were sadly the support they were given to go. When they returned, that support wasn't there as much, and that's the hypocrisy and the irony and the sad, sad part of it. So but when I play characters like that, to get too heavy, but we're talking about some serious stuff here. When people can relate to it, it's very powerful and very moving. And God bless you, man, for serving as well. It's not. These people, men and women, it's extremely serious. And, I'm not going to go into it, but there was a certain gathering recently in America, which I don't know if anybody saw it, but what
is it going on YouTube?
A lot of colonels and a lot of generals came to a certain place, and a couple of people were chatting to them, talking about overweight and being fat, and I was just watching this going, what is going on here, And I'm sure a lot of those very powerful colonels and generals in that room that were brought from all over the world were sitting there themselves going, why are we here? Anyway, there you go. Yeah. Let's get back to Epstein.
Let's lighten the load here. This is getting too heavy.
I'm going to get back into America with my green card. Brett, you're going to get me ice.
You better wait till you're in LA to finish this.
Curran, it's ice. Right? He's in trouble.
I know.
They're not going to let me back.
Extradition to Scotland? Do we extradite from Scotland? I don't know how that works.
Oh my God! Right? Yeah.
So when are you gonna be when are you gonna be the Scottish Conor McGregor and run for politics and take over Scotland like he's trying to do for Ireland? Is that in your playbook?
Is that what he's trying to do, McGregor?
I mean, he was talking about it. I don't know, but you ever thought about dipping your toe in the political nightmare, or you like to stay clean and stay out of the mud?
Know. Yeah, I mean, unlike a lot of politicians, I have no skeletons in my closet. I'm a very clean living kid. With my coffee.
You grind them all up to make your bread. I grind their bones to make it.
Delete everything on your phone and your past. You got no delete those emails, you know.
My name's not even Tony. What are you talking about? It's Bob.
Hillary, delete those emails for crying out loud, you know? Yeah.
I got to smash my laptop quick. Give me a second.
Release the files. Release those Epstein files.
Release something.
Release something before we all go mad. No, I
something. Let's talk about that. Where are we going? Do you have religion in your life? Do you follow philosophy?
I'm my friends say my daughter's at a little Catholic school in LA, St. Martin's, and people say, are you a Catholic? I said, well, there's a Catholic, there's a lapsed Catholic, and then there's a collapsed Catholic, which is me. No, I'm kidding. I said, I know my Hail Marys and my Our Fathers. No, I'm originally Jewish Puerto Rican, but no, that's my friend's terrible joke.
Are you serious?
New York City. He's like, Jewish Puerto Rican? What are you talking about? No, that's Thomas Connigan. He's my.
I was like, I ripped myself off. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Just kidding. No, I'm a Catholic. I'm a Catholic boy. We go to church. I do go to church sometimes just to light a candle for my dad. And, what I do like about places of worship, any place of worship, when they're empty, in the sense when they're, I don't mind hanging out with other people, but I'm saying when I go to a church or something, and you can just go in and there's something,
feel it.
I don't know. There's something about them, whether you're agnostic, atheist, or whatever you are, there's something about going into a place of worship. It's just sort of you just feel like a sense of calm, And I often go in and light a candle for my dad because he passed away when I was quite young. But I respect everybody's belief to believe in what they believe in. But I also say to my daughter, what you got to believe in. If you believe in God, you believe in Buddha or Govinda or Allah or Jehovah or whatever. You read the Torah. Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you got to believe in.
Yeah.
Because I think the big as Billy Connolly, I don't know if you know, the Scottish comedian, Billy Connolly, he would always say, the begin's in you,
Yeah. Well, people are not happy when they're not living. Like we can distract ourselves with television. We can distract ourselves with all the different stuff. We can put on a virtual reality and live in a whole other world if you want. But it's just filling. It's escapism. The fulfilling part of life is you doing stuff. Like we were created by our Creator, and we are here to continue the creation forward. So
but isn't it about human connection, Brett? As you said, you're talking about. Listen, this is a great device. It's great. It's fun.
Yeah.
There's great elements to it. But I think it was even years ago, Prince and David Bowie, whatever you want to call it. He talked about sort of, computers and stuff like that, and how the advancements of the sort of look where we are now with AI. Don't let that get too carried away, because you sit there sometimes and everybody's like that, and I'm like. And I walk into a green room sometimes, there's 6 actors there, and they're all on their phones, and I walk in and I go, is everybody texting each other? Are you actually? Nobody want to talk to each other anymore, And I'm as guilty of it. I mean, look, I'm talking to you right now through a computer device, which is great. But hell, I'd rather be in Colorado skiing with you right now.
I know, we'd like having to get us together, our coffee together. Damn it.
Right? But but no, I guess you have to. It's a balance, isn't it? You have to balance it, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's why I was asking you, like, where you know, if you have like what your belief is, because where do you think we are? I mean, you know, we got about 10 minutes left. I know you're pre-gaming with me before your cocktail party, and I'll let you get back to your mansion and your famous friends. You know, but I appreciate you spending time with me. But where do you think we are in life, man, my friend? Like, I know, like, we don't have to like point fingers at all the bad guys, but like generally for people, do you have any concern for the future, near future? Do you think about these things? Where do you feel like we are in like in the world, kind of that the temperature of the world?
I do have concerns. I think
Yeah.
the reason you asked that question is because I think maybe you have concerns.
Yeah,
I think as human beings,
yeah,
and I'm not saying it's just because of what's happening recently with world leaders and the way they treat other countries and the way they treat people. I think if you're not aware of what's going on, something's wrong, you know? It doesn't matter what foot you kick with, or what party you vote for, or what creed or religion you believe in. There has to be a moment of just like, whoa, everybody just slow down here.
Everybody calm down.
Hello, everybody cool down. Like, let's be like little Fonzies right now.
Yeah.
Let's cool down. Yeah, it's another quote from a Tarantino movie. Let's be like little Fonz. I think we all have to slow down and take stock, because the world, America, the UK, around Europe, Asia, Africa, it's so polarized right now, and it's a lot of it is to do with, I don't know. I mentioned this word today, broligarchs. You know, what is that? Oh, the broligarchs. There's a lot of people,
that's
billionaires. There's more billionaires on this planet now than there's ever been, and the wealth that they have is, you know, so much more than what every person on this planet could ever earn, and there's such disparity. A certain guy who runs a electric car company said empathy is a dirty word, a bad word. I think that's the complete antithesis. I think as human beings, we need more empathy. We need more compassion. We have to start feeling that within ourselves and stop looking at these leaders, or so-called leaders from around different countries that are apparently they're put in power to represent we the people.
Right.
They're there to represent that country that they're supposed to be the leader of. They're not there for themselves. They're not there for billion-dollar deals with other big countries in the Middle East or Russia or wherever. They're there to represent the people of that country with compassion and kindness and empathy and understanding, and it's not about you, buddy. It's about a collective, you know. And I think the ego, you know, someone once said, "Power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts."
Absolutely. Yeah.
You got to get look what happened in the 30s. Look what happened, you know, if you know what I'm talking about. You're talking about the Second World War. And talk about Rwanda. You can talk about Armenia. You can talk about all of these unfortunate human genocides. Yeah, I said it, you know, and
you can say
not,
it's true. It's the definition of the word. Just because somebody doesn't like it doesn't mean it's not the definition.
Yeah, we're just what's happening in Palestine. I mean, I'm not saying you're bad, you're good. I'm just saying, as a human being,
well, there's 600,000 people missing. That is like that's an enormous amount of people that are just vanished. That's unexplained. Like, that's a genocide. Like, no matter who it is, it's 600,000 people that are gone.
Yeah, like, I think to answer your question, if I'm making any sense, buddy, it's like I think there has to be a more of I mean, even gosh, I mean, I knew my wife. I listened to Charlie Kirk for a bit.
Yeah.
Even Charlie Kirk was on, Gavin Newsom in California. He was on his show. There were whatever you're blue, you're Democrat, Republican. Just because you believe in this and I believe in that, don't hate me. Right. It's like I think that's what some of these leaders are such polarized. I believe in this, and if you don't believe in what I believe in, you're the devil. And it's like, calm down, people.
Yeah.
Where is America?
Yeah.
Because I went to America. I didn't go for whatever the American dream is, but I went there, and it's been so good to me. I met my wife there. I've had a career, my family. And a lot of you ask anybody in America right now, what's happening to that beautiful country? It's like it's changed. It's become so divisive. And I'm not going to get into it. Maybe you might know who I'm talking about. Maybe you don't. But I think what certain leaders are doing to that country is despicable, and it has to be addressed, and we have to wake up, because if we don't, certain things from the past may rear its ugly head again.
Well, I agree with you.
He said the Debbie Downer. No, but it's true. It's
no. I asked the question because I wanted the truth
right now. It's crazy.
Well, it is, and I truly believe, because I'm seeing it everywhere, that, and like you said, I think America is one of the greatest countries on earth. I've not been to Scotland. I thought Ireland was cool. I thought a lot of the other countries I've been to are super cool. I love America for what it is. I'm American, super proud of it. My family's been here for hundreds of years, fought in all the revolutions, civil wars. I can go back, right? World War II's, Vietnam's. I have family members in all of it. But the point is, like, we as a people are not being represented by these people that are making the decisions and taking the money. I don't feel like any government is representing their people to date, really. And that's just what it is. It's these fat cats, whoever they are making decisions, dividing people, and then sending, the scraps of Longshank's table, right? Like, you don't know that you have your God-given right to a better meal, right? Like, that's like the whole line.
No, that's so true. It's so true. And in many ways, whoever people voted for, that's their right to vote. Many didn't vote, but it's like it's your vote. That's your choice. It's your God-given right. But it's your God-given right for something better. To quote Braveheart, God-given right for something better. And
that's right. That's the line. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the line. And I think I do think in humanity, we have more in common than we do what actually separates us. But unfortunately, right now, because of certain people in power, individuals, they're trying to separate us as Americans, and I think in humanity, for their own ends.
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't care about the little man, the blue collar, the white collar worker. They don't care.
Oh, we're peasants.
They care about themselves.
Yeah,
absolutely. They care about themselves. And the sooner as people can wake up to that, and stop pointing fingers at each other and attacking each other and mudslinging, that hopefully the better, because it's getting when Charlie Kirk got assassinated. Listen, some things that he said that I disagreed with, and some things that he said I thought was kind of interesting and compelling, but nobody should be slain like that. It's horrendous. Yeah. It's absolutely horrendous. But at the same time, the people have to come together right now. There has to be an understanding of a more compassion and an empathy with. I see your point of view, and I disagree with you, and I don't like it. You don't like what I think, but at the same time, I'm not gonna. I'm not going to attack you or try and yeah, exactly. I'm not going to draw and quarter you.
Right. Let's just have a combo. Real quick.
There's a woman I saw in LA the other day. She had a sweatshirt on and had like this wall on it. Who knows what it means? I'm pretty sure I do know what it means. And it said, they hate us, we hate them. And I was like, oh, that's good. That's going to, happy Friday to you too, honey. You know, little arms around the world, you know, little David Hawkins moment there, little, you know, Eckhart Tolle. Oh, it was a quote by Eckhart Tolle, apparently. We hate us, we hate that. There you go. It was from one of his spiritual awakening moments, you know. Oh, Eckhart.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, man.
I agree with you, dude. Hey, look, I know we're winding down.
As John Lennon said, we got to come together, you know.
Dude, 100%. I mean, we're all human. We all, like, you know, drink water. We all use the potty. We all love. We all cry. Yeah. We all bleed. I mean, we're all the same. We might look a little different. You might be handsomer than the rest of us, but, you know, we're all still the same. I'm just fucking. But, hey, man, let's wrap this up. Tell me, where can people find you? What do you got coming out next? What's give us, like, you know, the Tony Curran in the next, you know, year or so. What do you got?
Yeah, no, buddy. I've got I'm Blood of My Blood, the prequel of Outlander, just finished. On its episode 10 just came out last Friday. So it's on Stars, or you can see it through Amazon Prime in the States and on Stars, and it's also on the UK called the MGM Plus. And I also did this thing, just came out, it was Battlefield 6. It's a game on EA.
Yeah, that's cool.
First-person shooter. So after me doing all this, you know, namaste, compassionate, you can go on there and you can keep your Second Amendment right. There you go, buddy. And you can go on there and you can shoot them up, and it's just a video game, and it keeps the peace. Yeah, you can go. It's on PS5 or Xbox and all that stuff. You know, it's kind of fun. Yeah. But it's great talking to you, Brett.
Last question: you ever work with Guy Ritchie?
I didn't. No, I've never.
You got to do that. You got to. You got a Guy Ritchie vibe. We got to get you in a Guy Ritchie.
No, I hope so. That would be fun, man. That would be really fun. Absolutely.
Well, hey Tony, man, I really appreciate you, brother. It's great to see you and have a laugh. It's been too long.
Brett,
really
man, thank you, man. Thank you. It's great to see you. Thanks for chatting. I could chat to you for hours, man. But hopefully, with this interview, I'll get back into America.
Yeah. Well, call me if not. I'll see if I can do something for you. But just hang on. I'm going to wrap this up. Stick on for 1 second. I can say bye to you. But there you go, citizen. You heard it from Tony first. As always, stay ready, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks. Peace. Nice, buddy. Awesome.